The tension was palpable the moment Mark Wahlberg walked onto the set of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. From the beginning, Wahlberg's demeanor hinted at unease, possibly fueled by a prior disagreement backstage. Stephen Colbert welcomed him with his trademark grin, but Mark's nod seemed curt, controlled. As the audience cheered, the actor adjusted his seat with the same intensity he brings to action scenes. It was supposed to be a casual interview promoting his latest project, but beneath the surface, something simmered. The early questions were innocent enough. Colbert asked about Mark's workout routine, Boston roots, and recent role. But the mood changed when Stephen jokingly referenced Mark's past controversies, the kind the actor had spent years trying to leave behind. The smile on Mark's face faded, his jaw tightened, and the room's energy dipped. Stephen, sensing the discomfort, tried to pivot with humor. "Come on, Mark. You've punched more headlines than bad guys." The joke, intended as light-hearted, landed with a thud. Mark's eyes narrowed, and the actor leaned forward, his voice low but edged with frustration. "I came here to talk about my movie, not rehash stuff I've already answered for." The audience chuckled, thinking this might be part of a bit, but it quickly became clear this was no scripted moment. Stephen tried to recover, saying, "We just like to keep it real around here," but Mark wasn't letting it go. "Real would be respecting what someone's come here to promote," he snapped. Silence fell for a moment before the tension cracked into awkward laughter from the crowd. Cameras kept rolling, but backstage producers leaned forward, hands on, comms watching the screen intently. Colbert attempted to steer the conversation back to safer ground, asking about the film's shoot. But Mark, still irritated, responded with clipped answers. "It was fine. Good team. We got it done." The short replies drained the segment's usual charm. Colbert, never one to shy away from discomfort, pushed slightly. "You seem a little tense, Mark. Long day?" Mark gave a dry laugh. "Just tired of getting invited somewhere and ambushed with old headlines, that's all." Colbert raised an eyebrow, then smiled. "We don't ambush guests. We just ask what the audience wants to know." That did it. Mark leaned forward, gripping the edge of his chair, his voice rising now. "The audience wants to hear about the work, not 20-year-old stories you dig up for ratings." A few people in the audience gasped. Mark's intensity was undeniable now. He gestured toward the camera crew. "You think I don't know how this works? You clip a headline out of this, post it online, and suddenly it's trending that I lost it again." Stephen replied calmly, "Well, you are kind of losing it now." That remark was meant to lighten the mood, but instead, it turned the clash into a standoff. Wahlberg stood up suddenly. "You know what? Maybe I did lose it by agreeing to come on this show." The audience grew silent again, unsure whether to laugh, applaud, or remain frozen. Colbert stayed seated, hands folded, watching the actor with a mix of curiosity and professionalism. Cameras continued rolling as Mark stood center stage, visibly breathing hard, trying to calm down. The producers, now off camera, debated whether to cut to commercial. But Colbert gave a small hand gesture, signaling to keep rolling. "Mark, you're welcome to stay. Let's just get back to the movie." Wahlberg, now halfway toward the edge of the stage, turned back. "You want the movie? Watch the trailer. I'm done." And with that, he walked off stage, brushing past a production assistant. Colbert looked directly into the camera and said, "Well, that escalated quickly." Nervous laughter bubbled from the crowd. Stephen tried to play it off as just another unpredictable moment in live TV. "We'll be right back," he said, before the screen faded to commercial. The backstage crew scrambled, some trying to catch up with Mark, others conferring about whether to address the walkout after the break. The break room buzzed with tension. Mark was in his dressing room, pacing, shirt slightly wrinkled from the heated exchange. His publicist stood by the door, phone in hand, muttering into Bluetooth. "He's not doing any more press tonight," she said to someone on the line. Inside, Mark shook his head. "I knew it. I knew they'd try to spin it." Meanwhile, in the control room, producers reviewed the footage. "We keep it. One said, "That's ratings gold." Another warned, "We'll get backlash if it looks like we provoked him." Legal advisors were already weighing in. Stephen, backstage now, took a sip of coffee and calmly asked, "Is he okay?" A staffer shrugged, fuming, but not breaking furniture. Colbert chuckled, "Then we're still in good shape." Social media exploded within minutes. Mark Wahlberg trended alongside Rod Colbert clash. Clips were circulating before the show even returned from commercial. People debated who was right, some praising Mark for standing his ground, others mocking him for overreacting. Stephen's team prepped a statement just in case the fallout grew. By the time the show resumed, the crowd had settled, but the energy had shifted. Colbert addressed it briefly. "In case you're just joining us, things got spirited. But let's move on." He introduced the next guest, who seemed unsure whether to joke about what just happened or steer clear entirely. Cameras caught a few audience members still whispering, eyes fixed on the curtain as if expecting Mark to storm back in. But Mark didn't return. Instead, he left the building entirely, slipping into a waiting SUV with his team. Paparazzi caught flashes as he ducked his head, avoiding questions. "Mark, do you regret walking off?" someone shouted. He didn't answer. His phone buzzed endlessly. Texts from friends, calls from producers, even a message from his mom asking what happened. "You okay?" she wrote. "Saw it on Facebook." Mark closed his eyes, leaning back in the seat, the weight of the confrontation settling in. "I'm tired of being the story," he muttered. Meanwhile, Colbert wrapped the show with a cheeky joke. "Well, folks, remember, always know your guest's mood before poking the bear." The crowd laughed, but the moment would be replayed across media for days. The morning after the incident, headlines exploded across entertainment outlets. Wahlberg melts down on live TV, Colbert pushes too far, and Hollywood Showdown led the trending lists. Talk shows, podcasts, and YouTube commentators dissected every second of the encounter. Footage was slowed, body language analyzed, and intent questioned. Some critics took Mark's side, arguing that Colbert was intentionally provocative. Others sided with the host, saying celebrities should expect tough questions. Meanwhile, Wahlberg remained quiet, issuing no statement, ignoring interview requests, and canceling his remaining press for the week. His team huddled to strategize, damage control while Mark kept low, avoiding the internet entirely. Inside CBS, the fallout prompted a network-wide discussion. Executives reviewed the episode's raw footage, debating whether Colbert should apologize. Producers defended the segment, citing it as unscripted honesty. Colbert, never one to backpedal quickly, told his staff, "We did what we do. I asked questions," he answered. "If he didn't like it, that's on him." Behind the scenes, a few crew members whispered that the show had become more aggressive lately, aiming for viral drama. Others saw it as a natural evolution in a cutthroat entertainment landscape. Still, the legal department kept close watch, concerned about potential repercussions from Wahlberg's team. A brief call between CBS lawyers and Wahlberg's publicist confirmed there'd be no formal complaint. For now. Later that evening, Mark Wahlberg finally broke his silence with a short Instagram video. Sitting in a gym, sweat glistening on his brow, he addressed the camera. "I lost my cool. It happens. I'm not proud of it, but I'm not going to apologize for standing up for myself either." He ended the video by saying, "Respect goes both ways." The video garnered millions of views in hours. Fans filled the comments with mixed reactions, some cheering him for being authentic, others suggesting he should have handled it differently. Colbert's team issued a follow-up clip from the show, replaying the moment but adding a disclaimer. "The views expressed are those of our guests." It was a subtle move, washing their hands of the clash while benefiting from its publicity. Talk around the industry turned toward what the outburst meant for Wahlberg's future. Some speculated that studios would think twice before booking him for press tours. Others believed his raw reaction only increased his relatability. "He's human," one director said in an interview, "and people are tired of overly polished interviews." That was real. Back at Wahlberg's home, the actor remained focused on his routine, training, spending time with family, and avoiding the noise. But privately, he was hurt. "I don't mind a joke," he told a friend. "But there's a line," and he crossed it. "I've worked too hard to be reduced to clickbait." Meanwhile, Stephen Colbert's ratings surged. Viewership spiked by 15% over the week, largely attributed to replay value. For the next few days, late-night hosts and comedians chimed in. Jimmy Fallon made a playful reference. "Don't worry, Mark. You're still welcome here. Just no bench pressing the furniture." Even SNL got in on the act, airing a skit featuring a Wahlberg impersonator flipping over a desk while a fake Colbert quipped nervously. Mark watched none of it, according to those close to him. "He's done playing into the narrative," said one assistant. Privately, Wahlberg's team debated booking a follow-up appearance on a show of his choosing to tell his side in a more controlled environment. But Mark declined. "Let the clip speak F,"